For 25 years, I had been a loyal wife. I had played my part perfectly, faithful, devoted, predictable. Until now. The words rested on my tongue, weighted with the power to shatter everything. My heart pounded so loudly I was certain he could hear it. Across the table, David sipped his wine, unaware that our lives were about to change forever. "I need to tell you something," I said. He set his glass down carefully, his blue eyes locking onto mine. "Go on." The restaurant buzzed around us, laughter rising and falling like waves against the shore. Soft candlelight flickered between us, illuminating his handsome face, the slight creases near his mouth, the sharp intelligence in his gaze. Even after all these years, he was undeniably attractive. But that wasn't enough anymore. "I've met someone," I confessed. David's expression didn't change. He merely blinked once, slowly, as if absorbing the impact of my words. Then, he leaned back in his chair, exhaling through his nose. "Someone," he echoed. His voice was unreadable, a careful mask of indifference. "Yes," I admitted, my stomach twisting into knots. His fingers tapped against the table, rhythmic, controlled. "And what do you want from me, Olivia?" A lump formed in my throat. "I don't know." It was a lie. I knew exactly what I wanted. I wanted permission. I wanted absolution. I wanted to taste freedom without destroying the life we had built. David chuckled softly, the sound carrying a sharp edge. "You don't know," he repeated. "Then let me ask you this. Do you love him?" My pulse quickened. Did I? Or was this about something else? Lust. Excitement. The thrill of something new. I hesitated. His lips curled at the hesitation, a knowing smirk playing at the corners of his mouth. That's answer enough. I should have felt relieved. Instead, dread curled around my ribs, tightening like a vice. David took another sip of wine, studying me over the rim of his glass. "How long?" I swallowed hard. 6 months. This time, something flashed in his gaze, anger, perhaps, or amusement. It was impossible to tell. He leaned forward slightly, lowering his voice. "Does he make you tremble?" Heat rushed to my face. "David, answer me," he pressed. I clenched my hands together. "Yes." A slow, knowing nod. "And what now?" That was the question, wasn't it? I had expected tears, rage, accusations. Instead, David remained infuriatingly calm, as if he had been waiting for this moment all along. "I think I need to see where this goes," I admitted, hating the way my voice shook. David smirked, swirling the deep red wine in his glass. "Do you expect me to fight for you?" My breath caught. "No." His gaze darkened, something dangerous flickering beneath his usual control. "Then let's find out what happens, shall we?" A chill ran down my spine. I had prepared for anger. What I hadn't prepared for was this. Anticipation. David wasn't going to beg. He wasn't going to plead. He was going to play. And somehow, I had the sinking feeling that I had just stepped into a game I didn't fully understand. The days following my confession felt like stepping into unfamiliar terrain, each moment stretched between anticipation and uncertainty. I expected distance, coldness, resentment. But David remained composed. That was what unsettled me the most. He still kissed my cheek in the morning. Still touched the small of my back as we passed in the kitchen. Still looked at me with eyes that held too many unspoken things. But something had changed. A week later, he surprised me with dinner reservations at a rooftop restaurant. The city shimmered below us, golden and endless, as I sat across from him, my hands resting tensely in my lap. "Why are we here, David?" He smiled, slow and deliberate. "Because I still enjoy your company." I frowned. "You're not angry?" He leaned forward, resting his forearms on the table. "I don't believe in anger, Olivia. It's a waste of energy." I shifted uncomfortably. "Then what do you believe in?" His smirk deepened. "Desire. Strategy. Timing." A shiver ran down my spine. "What does that mean?" He swirled his whiskey before taking a slow sip. You'll see. That was the thing about David. He never revealed his hand too soon. I should have left then. I should have run straight to Ethan, my lover, my escape, my proof that I was still alive. Instead, I stayed. 2 nights later, David returned home later than usual. I was already in bed, pretending to read, when he stepped into the room. His tie hung loose, the top button of his shirt undone. "Long night?" I asked, forcing nonchalance. He hummed in response, peeling off his jacket. "I met someone tonight." My stomach clenched. "What?" He unfastened his cufflinks, his movements slow, methodical. "A woman. Stunning. Sharp. Very much interested." I sat up straighter. "Are you trying to hurt me?" He chuckled, shaking his head. "I'm simply presenting options. You have yours, don't you?" Jealousy burned through me, hot and sharp. "You don't even know her." His gaze locked onto mine. "Do you know him?" I opened my mouth, then closed it. David smiled. "That's what I thought." Tension crackled between us, heavy, suffocating. I hated this. Hated that he wasn't crumbling, wasn't chasing, wasn't making this easy. I turned away, gripping the sheets. "Do whatever you want." Silence. Then, the mattress dipped beside me. My breath hitched as his fingers brushed my wrist. "You're not ready for this, Olivia." His voice was low, almost tender. I yanked my hand away. "You don't know what I'm ready for." His laugh was dark, knowing. "Oh, but I do." I heard the rustle of fabric as he stood, the soft click of the door closing behind him. And just like that, the game shifted again. Ethan's hands traced my spine, his touch igniting the fire I had been chasing for months. His breath was warm against my neck, lips teasing my skin as I melted beneath him. In his arms, I wasn't a wife, wasn't someone's possession. I was a woman wanted, desired, devoured. But even as I surrendered to him, David's voice haunted me. "Do you know him?" I had thought I did. Ethan was charming, confident, passionate, everything David had stopped being years ago. But now, tangled in his sheets, I wondered if I was truly discovering something new or simply escaping something familiar. The answer came sooner than I expected. Afterward, as we lay side by side, Ethan reached for his phone, barely sparing me a glance. I rolled onto my side. "What are you thinking?" He exhaled, distracted. "I've got an early meeting." Something inside me twisted. "Do you want me to stay?" A pause. The kind that revealed too much. Ethan finally looked at me, offering a small, tired smile. "I think we should be careful about this." My stomach tightened. "Careful?" He sat up, running a hand through his tousled hair. "This arrangement. I don't want to complicate things." Complicate things. I had risked my marriage, shattered trust, stepped into uncharted territory, and to him, it was an arrangement? I forced a nod, swallowing the lump rising in my throat. "Right. Of course." I dressed in silence, each movement mechanical. By the time I reached my car, my hands were shaking. David had been right. I didn't know Ethan at all. When I arrived home, the house was quiet. I expected David to be asleep, but as I stepped into our bedroom, he was sitting in bed, reading. He barely looked up. "Enjoy your night?" Guilt and anger warred inside me. "Why are you like this?" His lips curved slightly. "Like what?" "So damn composed. Like nothing affects you." David closed his book, setting it aside. "Would you prefer I begged?" I hesitated. "No. But I thought you'd at least care." His gaze darkened. "Oh, I care, Olivia. Just not in the way you expected." I crossed my arms. "Meaning?" He rose from the bed, stepping toward me. "You think you're the only one who can play this game?" A chill ran through me. "David." He tilted his head. "You wanted freedom. You have it." Something in his tone made my breath catch. "What are you saying?" He leaned in, his lips brushing my ear. "That you should be careful what you wish for." And with that, he turned off the light, leaving me in the darkness. I barely slept that night. Every time I closed my eyes, David's words echoed in my mind. Be careful what you wish for. I had wanted freedom. I had wanted passion. Instead, I had unearthed something I wasn't prepared for. By morning, my unease had settled into something heavier. When I walked into the kitchen, David was already there, sipping his coffee, dressed immaculately as always. He glanced at me, his expression unreadable. I have dinner plans tonight, he said casually. I froze. With who? He smirked. Does it matter? My stomach twisted. I told myself I had no right to feel this way. This was what I wanted, wasn't it? I'm just surprised, I admitted. He leaned against the counter, watching me. Why? You didn't think you'd be the only one enjoying their freedom, did you? I didn't respond. Because, honestly, I had thought exactly that. David had always been steady, predictable. The idea of him with another woman had seemed impossible. Until now. I spent the day restless, unable to focus on anything. When evening arrived, I found myself in front of my mirror, applying lipstick, styling my hair. I wasn't sure why, wasn't sure who I was trying to impress. But when David stepped out of the bedroom, dressed in a crisp dark suit, something inside me clenched painfully. He looked devastating. And he wasn't dressing like that for me. You look nice, I said, forcing the words out. He gave me a slow smile. So do you. I swallowed. Are you meeting someone special? He studied me for a moment before answering. She's interesting. My heart pounded. That's vague. He chuckled. It's meant to be. Jealousy burned through me, sharp and bitter. I hated the feeling. Hated that I suddenly felt like the one being left behind. And worst of all, I knew this was exactly how David had felt when I first told him about Ethan. I didn't leave the house that night. Instead, I waited. Minutes stretched into hours. Every second felt like torture. When David finally walked through the door past midnight, I was still awake, sitting on the couch, my arms crossed tightly over my chest. He raised an eyebrow. You waited up? I ignored his question. How was your date? His lips twitched. It was enlightening. I hated how smug he looked. Did you sleep with her? I blurted. David didn't answer right away. Instead, he stepped closer, his gaze locking onto mine. What if I did? He murmured. I sucked in a breath. My throat felt tight, my pulse hammering against my skin. I had expected this. I had asked for this. And yet, the thought of David with someone else killed me. I turned away, trying to gather myself. But before I could say another word, David reached for me. His hands were firm as they pulled me toward him, his grip possessive, demanding. His lips crashed against mine, and I gasped, because this wasn't the careful, composed David I had known for 25 years. This was a man reclaiming what was his. I melted into him, fingers clutching his shirt, heart pounding wildly. Every touch, every kiss, every breath sent fire racing through me. I had spent so much time chasing passion elsewhere, never realizing it had been right in front of me all along. David pulled back, his forehead resting against mine. Now do you understand? I nodded, breathless, because the truth was undeniable. I had never truly wanted another man. I had only wanted him,